this is the stuff that I want to talk to you about the most. I want to talk to you. I want you to share as much about your health journey as you want to. But for me, the really fascinating thing is the aftermath and what that journey has taught you and how you're living differently. Mm-hmm. So take me through, it really started with the brain tumor, correct?
Yeah.
That was your first health crisis.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there are things that, and that's why I'm so committed to this show and it's such my passion project. There are things before that I should have paid attention to that mainstream medical worlds don't really emphasize enough, I think, which is why I'm sounding the alarms. But it was after brain tumor. In fact, when I was in the hospital bed and I'm, coming out of this crazy haze of craziness that I just kind of thought to myself, I'm like, oh my God, what have I been doing? I've been a workaholic, going against my grain, against my nature, trying to keep up with everybody, thinking, because I always had this mindset of if you can do it, I can do it. Whatever it is, whatever it is, I can do it. And so I would watch people that were doing a million things at once. And I was like, all right, I can do it. I didn't know that they were also probably medicating pretty heavily to be able to do all this shit. And I was like, I have 1 coffee a day.
Right.
But I was like, oh, they need this. I don't really need this. This isn't me. This is just what I get to do. This is fun. And it's provided a life for my family that I'm grateful for. But, oh yeah, this is messed up. And so I started making changes from there. And then,
What were the things that led up to your diagnosis of the brain tumor that you look back and go, oh, that was a sign. Oh, that was a sign.
So funny enough, I just had one of the biggest revelations this week with my naturopath, but my body was rejecting LA from the second I got here. From the second I got here, whether it was not being able to breathe and having severe asthma, crazy rashes. It was very intense from go.
So it was an immediate environmental reaction.
Immediate. But I had no idea. And I was also, my career is taking off. And
right. You didn't have time to think about it.
I didn't have time to think. And nobody ever thinks about their health until they have to, generally.
Plus, you're so young.
Yeah, that's when we take it for granted.
Yeah.
So I think when I was diagnosed, so I should have known stuff was not right. But the Western medicine world, and I love them for the things they're good at, they're not really trained to look at that and to look at that picture and say, wait, what could be going wrong here? So then I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and that's just everybody has that.
What is Hashimoto's again?
It's a thyroid condition.
Oh, okay, right.
And they're just oh, everybody has it. Okay. Oh, okay, everybody has it. That's the warning sign. Shit's not going well in the system.
Right.
Your autoimmune system is fighting itself. Not good.
Are you generally at this period, feeling not great day in and day out, or is it just bouts of that?
I don't even remember. It was such a tornado. I was
working
working 18-hour
busy.
days, 7 days a week, on planes nonstop.
Yeah.
When you're in the tornado, you're in the tornado. You don't have time to think or anything. I know that I was eating fast food most of my meals just to get by, but I stayed thin, so I didn't notice an issue. I would go to the hospital because I was dehydrated, or I'd have low nutrients like potassium or whatever because I'm eating shit. And then it was the fertility drugs that either increased the brain tumor that was already there, created it, I don't know. We'll find out someday how not great those drugs are because you're taking synthetic hormones. It didn't feel right to me, but I also had no other choice, and everybody was doing it. Right. At the time, I was of that mindset, well, everyone's doing it, they're having healthy babies, it's fine. Doctors say it's fine. I didn't know any better. I'm grateful because I wouldn't have my baby, but I always tell people now, if you're going to do them, get a scan of your body and make sure there's nothing in there that's going to grow, because hormones grow things, which is why my neurosurgeon wouldn't let me get pregnant, because he was afraid it would grow. So then came COVID shots. And right after the COVID shots, I got type 1 diabetes, pancreas cancer, 2 precancerous stomach conditions, pernicious anemia, liver lesions, lung lesion, breast lesion. And my best friend and I both got vaccinated the same day, and we both got cancer the same month.
Oh my God.
We both called each other. I have something I have to share with you. I have something to share with you. We get on the phone. She tells me, I have breast cancer. And I'm like, and she's telling me the whole story. I just waited. And at the end, I'm like, not to one up you, but I got pancreas cancer.
So you believe that your body reacted to the vaccine in that way?
I definitely. There's no other explanation other than that.
But doesn't that add up to that you have a specific set of metabolism?
It was a chemistry that didn't work.
Yeah. It's like anybody
my dad,
having...
And the reason I know it, Richard, is my dad got all of the same things, except he already had type 1. So I was already susceptible, but I hadn't eaten sugar in 2 years. Mm-hmm. My blood numbers were great. Everything was fine in that regard. I didn't have any problems with my liver. I didn't have any problems with anything. And so he also got pernicious anemia. We got all the same stuff. So I know we got the same vaccination at the same time.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's math that's easy to do.
Yeah.
In your case.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you still have type 1 diabetes, or you controlled it, you've sort of reversed it with...
I didn't officially reverse it, but at one point I got it to a place where through my very strong manifesting and meditation powers and my prayers, I was able to increase my insulin production and get off insulin altogether, which was like a massive feat. And then we found out about the pancreas tumor, and they had to cut my pancreas. And so then there goes those insulin receptors.
Holy shit.
So then I'm back to insulin.
What symptoms did you have? Because I watched an interview you did about this, but tell me about the things that led up to you, because like a lot of people, and especially when it comes to pancreatic cancer, it's like, that is the one, that's the one you don't want of all of them.
No.
But you started to go, something's not right. I'm not feeling right. But it's almost like, similarly, like Rita Wilson, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she had been cleared by multiple doctors, like experts, saying, and did all the tests, did all the stuff. And Rita was like, something's not right. I feel like something's not right. Yeah. And she would get tested, and they'd say, you're totally fine. And she didn't believe it. And she went to one more specialist who went, you have breast cancer. Wasn't there a symbol like you got checked out for stuff? I knew.
It's so crazy because I felt something was off, and I got an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, and
it was stomach issues and stuff, right?
I just was like bloated, and then I started having really extreme pain in my upper left quadrant. And there was a moment, someone told me, a listener from my show was like, you predicted this. And I go, what? They're like, listen to this episode. So in this episode, I'm interviewing Marianne DeMarco. She's a psychic. And she was coming on the show to teach us how to get in tune with our inner guidance. And so in the show, I was like, so basically she would say tune in. So I would tune in, and I look up to the ceiling. And I'm like, I think maybe there's something wrong with my pancreas. And then, and then I continue on talking.
Did you just pick that out of thin air?
It must have come to me. We know. We always know. We gaslight ourselves. We're taught we're crazy. I diagnosed myself with a brain tumor in the moment. I just felt it. In the middle of the doctor appointment with somebody for the first time, I went in for ear pain, and he's like, what else are you feeling? I'm like, this, and this. And I go, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I think I have a brain tumor like my mom. How the hell would I know that? It came to me. And so the same thing with the pancreas. I didn't believe it.
But did you recognize at that point, similarities between what you saw going on with your mom before her diagnosis?
I think I was more aware of symptoms at that moment. But when I said them out loud, I think when I got to slurred speech, which actually wasn't even connected to the brain tumor, it was just God, I think, trying to show me. I just said it. It just came out. I wasn't even thinking. Just like I said, the career, it just comes. Mm-hmm. It just comes out. Mm-hmm. And the pancreas thing came out that day in the show, but I never followed it because it was just me making an example. I didn't think what I was being downloaded was an actual download. And and it was only until I got that Pronuvo scan that they found it.